hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down.
Oh, they all sound like Maxi Pad commercials.
We're Generation X, laughing at the world today. We're getting older, but we're still gonna play all day. Radio Labyrinth, our minds are a maze, navigating through the chaos of these modern days. Oh, lost in the radio Labyrinth.
Hi, everybody, welcome to Radio Labyrinth.
Nothing's really happening. Nothing happened that we really need to talk about. I'm caught up on TV for the most part. I'm only really watching 2 shows right now. And gosh, I'm just glued to that RNC, the Republican National Convention. It's a thrill ride. I mean, they opened it up with Amber Rose. I had no idea who Amber Rose was until this week. And I got to say, for a Republican, she has an awesome OnlyFans page. Let's talk about last week. First things first, Dustin, you did a fantastic job matching up my impressions to the Caddyshack video. That looked amazing, so kudos.
Oh, thank you.
It was great.
And it looked really good, and I want to thank you for doing that. And that's why people who are listening right now, you need to go to the YouTube page and watch the YouTube show, because it's a show with a lot of cool stuff in it that Dustin does. And I'm sure you can hear it, but, it's cool to see things sometimes. And Dustin made a short out of the Mitch McConnell reading 50 Shades of Grey that got taken down and, of course, suppressed by TikTok. Mm-hmm. How'd the appeal go?
It didn't go well. We received our first warning from YouTube for sexual content.
Sexual content? Did they know?
Yeah. It was the short. They look at it as a portion of the video. So if it's a 24-second video and 20 seconds of it is sexual, then that's a problem.
All right. Well, we're sorry, Mr. YouTube.
Yeah.
You're not going to apologize to Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell. You got booed out of him the other night, Monday night at the convention. The great Commonwealth of Kentucky pledges its delegates to the next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump. And the whole time he's getting booed. If people don't like him.
I've never seen a turtle get booed.
My favorite presenter so far has been that Jim Justice. He's the governor of West Virginia, that big fat guy who brought his dog.
You're talking about it like any of us have watched any of it.
I don't watch it. I just watch the clips. So anyway, for the people that are watching it, there was an interesting cat by the name of Jim Justice. And I don't really know who these people are, but he got his dog there, and he's from West Virginia, and he seems like a nice old fella. They're going really weird that Monday night upset a lot of people. They had Amber Rose, who I guess is a porn star. I didn't know anything about her other than she's bald and has big fake boobs. Do you know who she is?
Kanye's ex.
Yeah, she's not really a porn star.
Well, she has an OnlyFans, so that's what they're calling her.
Yeah, she used to date Kanye for like 4 or 5 years or something. She's actually the one who outed him about certain things that he likes in the bedroom.
Oh, yeah? I don't recall. What are those things? Can we say them without getting in trouble?
No, I don't want to. Look it up.
I don't want to look it up. You
just look up Amber Rose, what she said about Kanye.
Amber Rose. Who is Amber Rose? Trump doesn't care about black people. How many showers did Kanye take after Amber Rose? Okay, this isn't telling me anything.
It just in the butt.
But.
The butt in his butt. Oh, he liked to be. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what being is?
No.
That is when a woman uses falling on a man.
Don't say it.
You can say. It could be anything. It could be like fake arm. We're really going. Okay. Thank you for bringing that up. Now I know. Okay, we can. I'm trying to avoid talking about the one thing that we're going to talk about a little bit and not dwell on too much because so many other people are doing such a fine job talking about it. But
about me getting my ear pierced?
Oh, I just noticed that. You got that at Temu, right? That's I
went to Claire's Boutique.
Okay. It's been, it was 1981. It was a Wednesday, and it was in March. I don't remember the day. I was bowling at the Maple Lanes Bowling Alley in Mansfield, Pennsylvania. we were all bowling and doing our thing. And when we weren't bowling, I was always playing pool. And I was playing pool with this older guy, and he stopped. And I said, what happened? And he goes, the president's been shot, which I heard as the prisoner has been shot. So I'm walking around going, what prisoner? I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And I'm 10 years old, in fifth grade when this happened. And then you find out that President Reagan, newly inaugurated, 2 months in office, there was an assassination attempt. Everybody kind of gathered around the TV that was behind the snack bar, watched it, and then when we were done bowling, walked home, and they just showed it all night on the news. And then I don't know how much longer after, it would have had to have been a couple of weeks, they parodied it on SNL with Buckwheat, yeah.
To repeat, Buckwheat is dead.
And they just parodied the media. And that was at a time, could you imagine if social media had existed in 1981? How crazy that would have been. It was already crazy.
No, the world would have already been over now, instead of ending like it's going to soon.
Yes, exactly. It would have been much, much, much faster back then. So Saturday afternoon, I'm sitting in the carport taking a break, having a cigarette and looking at TikTok. And when I'm looking at TikTok and I'm getting all the texts and everything, I'm ignoring the texts. And then finally I get to a live stream of CBS News in my TikTok feed, and I found out what happened. And I'm like, holy shit. And then I looked at my texts, and then I went to X because they have everything there. And I just couldn't believe what I had seen, because love him or hate him, I mean, I don't like the idea of anybody being killed or anybody in America politically being targeted like that. I think that's not the way you're supposed to do things, as our current president likes to say. It's the United States of America. It's not who we are. Not who we are. It's sick. And here we are, 4 or 5 days later, in the conspiracy. I mean, it did not even take 24 hours for the conspiracy theories and the blaming and this and that and the other thing. But it was very jarring to me. Now, I know people don't like him. He's the most polarizing person in our entire lifetimes, I think. I could be wrong, but I think he is. And people either really love him or people really hate him. Other people just tolerate him, or other people don't really care, whatever. That's, you just have extremes on both sides. And it's the same with the current president. People really hate him, or they really, doesn't matter. But geez, man, ever since then, so many people have been canceled, and it's bizarre. Like, I just don't understand it. And you can tell me when to stop talking about it if you guys don't want to, because it's just interesting to me, but it's also fascinating and crazy. Melissa McCarthy was apparently one of the Secret Service agents, fumbling with her gun. It just was weird. It looked like a movie. It looked like
it looked like Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, the female.
Yeah, that lady, female Secret Service agent.
She's about 5'5", if that. Clearly unqualified.
The 20 spectators that saw that dude laying on the thing were better Secret Service than what he had.
Yes. I mean, again, I don't know how much you guys want to talk about it. It's just insane that they saw this guy an hour ahead of time, Yeah,
I mean, they were telling people, hey,
there's a guy up there on the roof up there. He's up there on the roof. It's kind of a slanted roof, so if you're going to go up there, you might want to go down to Giant Eagle first. All those people from Pittsburgh, I like those accents. It's okay to talk about because he didn't get killed. But on the other hand, it's not okay to talk about it because, poor guy lost his life. Just being there. Lost his life. And this dude, man, you get a look at that guy. He got bullied and everything, and probably was a loner and a loser. I just don't know. It's so weird because you guys don't live in the world that I live in every day in radio, and it's news radio. So I'm just bombarded with this stuff all the time, and I have to look at it so I know what to talk about.
No, I know about it. I just don't give a shit.
Yeah, I know, but I have to.
Just don't care. I mean, yeah. I would I wish Run the Jewels would team up and run for president on their song, Do Dope, Fuck Hope.
Dope, Fuck Hope. I like that. Or at least Mike, right?
Yeah. Killer Mike. He would be such a great president.
He'd be
fair, balanced, fiscally responsible, patriotic.
Would he keep the name Killer Mike if he were president?
Why not? This is this is our country. We do what we want.
Again, it's just the craziest thing, and it's a weird week. That happens to former President Trump. He gets shot through the ear. And just imagine like that fraction of a second that he turns his head. I've been watching a lot of reactions and stuff, and we'll talk about some of the podcasts. The first day back on air after that, though, we didn't do any impersonations or anything. And it was really tough for me to sit there and not say anything because everybody was okay, presidential wise, people that I do impressions of. And then Biden's been doing all these events and everything, which is probably how he got COVID, because now he's got COVID. So he's sidelined for a while. But all this stuff does is trigger the conspiracy theorist in me. All of it, even President Biden having COVID, that all just sort of like, well, how did he get that? Oh, is it true? What's he doing? What are they going to do?
Because you believe, I think what I believe is that this is all King and Kodos. It doesn't really matter. We live probably in a very sophisticated banana republic where it's made to seem that we have a choice, but we really don't. I mean, if we did, who would want this senile dude running? And you got this other guy who's got like 79 felonies. I mean, what the fuck?
34.
Whatever. It's just either way. I mean, we don't have a choice in who they're putting up. We're all just, living, watching this shit play out.
It seems like a reality show at the very
least. It doesn't seem real. That's why I just don't give a shit. It just doesn't seem, none of it seems real.
Even when things that are real happen, because of the way we've been conditioned since, I don't know when, 2015 maybe, we're conditioned to not believe anything.
Basically.
But we saw the man get shot. Scared the hell out of me. I mean, like, oh my God.
I went right back to watching LA Law.
I didn't. I was obsessed all night looking at my usual go-to news sources, X and 4chan.
Well, those, especially 4chan.
I'm sorry for the family. I feel really bad for the people who got hurt. I also feel bad for the parents that lost their son who was a nut. And I wish everybody a speedy recovery. We're going to talk about some of the other podcasts and the things that happened to other people who weren't able to keep their mouths shut, knowing full well that there might be repercussions. Anyway, we can move on now. Jeff last week wasn't spending his Saturday in front of the TV. Last Saturday, Jeff was at the Fan Boy Expo in Knoxville, where you got to see people and meet people. So who did you see and meet?
The Grease 2 people.
You went to the
Grease 2 panel. I also went to the Wonder Years panel.
Yeah.
Which was a fun reunion. No Fred Savage, but...
Yeah, Fred Savage. What's his problem? Everybody's there, but even the dad and mom.
Yeah, the dad and mom. Olivia Dalbo was there.
Yeah.
Didn't he molest again or something?
Yeah, he had some accusations, I think. I think it was more like he was a jerk when he was like directing people.
Yes, that's what it was.
He was an asshole. I don't think it was sexual.
He didn't direct any episodes of those shows.
Was Paul there?
He was.
Yeah,
so he's not Marilyn Manson?
No.
Okay.
He is 60 years old, though, doesn't he?
Yeah. And Jason Hervey, the older brother.
He looks young.
Yeah, he looks really young, even though he's older than that kid.
Did you tell him that he motivated you to go start a paper route right away?
I'll say I'm going to start a paper route right now.
Steals his bike back. The Grease 2 panel. Who was in that besides Adrian Zemed, who we've met and had on this show?
Yeah, Maxwell Caulfield and Shooter McGavin, Christopher.
That's right. Did you get a chance to talk to any of these people?
Just a little bit.
Yeah,
I got Shooter McGavin's autograph. I asked him about Axel F.
Yeah, what did he say?
That was Shooter McGavin.
He wouldn't.
He said it was.
Oh yeah.
Oh cool.
Yeah.
Of course it was Shooter McGavin, but that's great that he admitted it.
Yeah, and he said he had no script or anything. He said he thinks Netflix maybe asked to shoehorn him in there.
Oh, so
maybe promote the new.
And Eddie was like, "Yeah, whatever."
Yeah,
that's cool. That's cool. So, did you talk to Adrian Zemed? Did he remember you?
I just talked to him at the panel. I asked everybody what their favorite song was, and they said like "Prowlin" and "Reproduction."
That's mine.
Yeah.
Or bowling. I like Let's Bowl too.
And when I got Maxwell Caulfield's autograph, I said, "Hey, can we keep this between us? I got a rep to protect." And he goes, "Hey, come on, that's it. That's his line." He pointed at Adrian's men.
All right.
Yeah.
And I saw Urkel.
You saw Urkel?
He was signing stuff. I saw Lovett.
John?
Ooh.
Yeah.
How is he?
He was looking pretty good. Older.
course he was.
Jealous.
Jealous.
Paul Williams was $100 for an autograph, though. I couldn't do it.
Paul Williams was $100.
Yeah.
He needs to write another old-fashioned love song. Not too much. I was in Planet of the Apes, the last one, the real bad one. Then I was in Smokey and the Bandit. Just an old-fashioned love song coming down in three-part harmony.
Did anybody react when the news broke, or were you gone by then?
No, we were gone by then. I was in the bathroom at Buc-ee's when I heard it on the way back.
That's the best. Where were you when it happened?
Yeah. I was sitting on the shitter eating beaver nuggets when it came over the intercom that the president was down. So I quickly wiped up, grabbed the bucket that had my beaver nuggets, and runned out the bathroom. Got in my truck, drove home, and grabbed my wife. Them were heady days. Where were you when...
Where the lobster was killed?
Yeah, I don't remember that. Jeff posted something in our show notes, Save Larry the Lobster. I don't remember that bit. What was that about?
You don't remember they had that 900 number to save him? And
save him or not. Yeah.
Save him won by like 100,000 votes or something, and then they killed him anyway.
Oh, nice. That was just a way for NBC to make some money. Those 900 numbers. Do you remember, did you ever call 900 numbers in the 80s?
I called that one, I remember, because it was 50 cents a pop.
Wow.
Well, speaking of messages, I got a message from Howie and Harlan's producer to go on When a Stranger Calls, but I couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
It was between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Work, and I don't have a webcam.
So what happens?
So I told them, let me know anytime that it happens after 3:30 p.m. Eastern.
Did you hear back?
Not yet. He said, well, I heard back that he said he'll keep me on the list.
Well, thank you, Jeff, for sharing that. And hopefully you'll get on When a Stranger Calls, and make sure that when you get on there, you plug Radio Labyrinth, because that's important.
Yeah, I don't know what else I would do. That guy they had on last week was like trying to plug all kinds of shit.
Did they catch on and just tell him to shut up?
Yeah, they ended it pretty quick.
Yeah, good, yeah.
Just an old-fashioned love song.
I hate that song so
coming
much.
down in three-part harmony.
It's so awful.
We've only just begun
No.
to live. White lace and promises. Start out walking and learn to run.
Oh, God.
You know that one?
Oh, yeah, it's awful.
Just begun.
That's somebody's hooked up to a life support machine.
No, it's not. Well, now.
Well, that's what it seems like.
Oh, yeah. But no, he wrote it for a bank commercial, and then the Carpenters recorded it.
Sharing horizons that are new to us.
Huh? I love Steph.
Sorry. Oh, God, I hate that song so much, though. That's that one, and there's another one that's a lot like that. I can't stand.
There's a lot of songs like that. You got to think of it. Paul.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Wasn't a good friend of mine. You hate that one too?
I don't like that one, no. And there's what's the one? I don't know what they're saying, but it sounds like boots, snacks, bivouacs, something and something.
Boots, snacks, bivouacs, and peppermints, meaningless now.
Incense and peppermints.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Strawberry Alarm Clock.
Oh, that's what it is? Okay. I hate that song.
Tune on, turn in, turn your around. All right, just an old-fashioned love song. Here we go. You like this one, don't you?
Love, soft as an easy chair. Love, fresh as the morning air. One love that is shared by two.
No, you don't like that one?
No.
But I won't last a day without you.
I'm going to find one that you like. You like
I'm not a big singer-songwriter fan.
All right, you like Rainbow Connection, right?
No.
You don't like what?
Don't like Rainbow Connection.
What?
You're a singer.
I like James Taylor, maybe. I like some of his songs. I mean, like,
okay.
And I might like a couple of Carly Simon songs.
All right.
Jesse.
Maybe.
Here, let me try this.
I won't cut fresh flowers for you.
No, let me try this one on her, okay?
Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down.
No. Mm-mm.
Wow. It's you and me against the world. When all the others turn their heads and walk away.
They all sound like Maxi Pad commercials.
That was the number one song for Helen Reddy that my mom used to put on and cry about after she and my dad got separated every fucking Sunday. God, it was Elvis and Helen Reddy and the Carpenters and Neil Diamond, but not the good Neil Diamond. It was 70s Neil Diamond.
No, thank you. But I do think I'd rather listen to that than what I had to listen to.
Like what? What did you have?
It's gospel.
Gospel, white gospel or black gospel?
The crappy kind, the white kind.
The white gospel.
Well, spell it out. Yeah, white gospel.
Yeah, the white boring gospel. Yeah.
With like the three ladies on the cover wearing the old glasses and their hair's all done.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, the church that I went to was like at the end of the service, they'd say, I want to have all our singers come up. And like five women came up with beehives, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'd sing songs like, I saw the light, stuff like that.
Well, I'd like to hear that, but only if Hank Williams is singing it.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. Or, and because they were trying to get people to like give their lives over to Jesus, they do like the old rugged cross to get people to come down and get saved. And
just an old rugged cross coming down in the middle of our church.
News, trailers, and trends with Steph.
I'm sure everybody has heard about this story now, about how Jack Black tried to give Kyle Gass a cake on stage when Tenacious D was playing a show in Australia recently, and Kyle made a wish.
Make a wish, Canada.
It upset a lot of people, and Jack Black, well, they canceled the tour. Jack is putting all creative...
too, right?
Well, that's what the Prime Minister of Australia wanted.
Prime Minister or a senator?
Somebody high up there.
Yeah.
Felt that they should be deported after what Kyle said.
It really blindsided Jack because Jack, a couple of weeks ago, did a fundraiser with President Obama and Joe Biden, but Joe Biden doesn't know who that guy is. No clue. He was out of it. Remember Obama had to help him down the stairs. But Jack Black is a Democrat, but he's not one of these guys who runs around or tweets about it or anything. You know what I'm saying? He's not active, right? He doesn't get on his social media high horse or any of that stuff. And he has fans from all walks of life that he wants to keep. And when a statement like that, he loses half of them immediately, right? So
Kyle was like, look, man, I don't understand. What's the problem? And Jack's like, I've got 47 jobs all over the world. And you have one, being my friend. And you just lost it.
I mean, Kyle is an amazing guitar player, though. We have to give him that. But, without Jack, I mean, he really isn't anybody.
Yeah, he hasn't had a job since 2018.
Wow. Love them so much. I hope they work this out.
Yeah, it's sad that Jack said that he thinks it's probably a good idea to cancel all future collaborations.
All future? You can't give it a couple years?
His agent dropped him today.
Yeah,
I know.
saw that.
Kyle Gass's agent dropped him?
Yeah.
His agency did. Yeah, it sucks. Because he did, well, obviously he meant it. I don't know. I can't get into people's heads. I like Tenacious D more than I like Jack Black by himself. I like a couple of movies that he's in. I think he's funny. He can be a little too much for me. But I like Tenacious D because I've always been into parody songs and shit. And I really like that album. I think Jeff had it and I didn't really know who they are. I mean, I knew who Jack Black was, but I didn't know what their music was like. So Jeff had the CD and I listened to it and I probably stole it.
Oh, I saw them live whenever they did their live show. They came in like 2006 or 2007 here to Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
They were so good. And they had that, what's his name, that Neil Hamburger opened up for them.
Again, Jack Black, tons and tons of jobs, Disney jobs, all sorts of jobs. Sure, he can fundraise for the president. No one begrudges that. But damn, you're not wishing for terrible things to happen to the other guy. And a lot of people that went on social media and did that are now losing their jobs. And I feel bad because I don't like that thing. I hated it when the left did that to people. I really did. It's like, okay, just let people work, the regular people. But now that I saw a video the other day, this lady that works at a Home Depot posted something and a guy went into Home Depot, recorded her, said, did you say this? And they fired her. Now that's probably the only job this woman has. And so she doesn't have a job. And I get it. There's consequences and stuff, but damn.
You know what there's not consequences to? Not caring at all.
Granted, what he said, yes, was wrong, but I try to, think about the situation. I mean, it had just happened when he said it. What, hours before? He was kind of being put on the spot with the birthday surprise on stage, asked to say something. He threw out what he thought since he was in another country. Maybe it would be safe and a fun joke, but he didn't think about it, in front of 20,000 people. And I hate, it's one of those, verbal diarrhea that just, he'll never live down. Yeah.
And that's one thing. They were doing improv, so that's a good point. It's not like you physically opened up your phone and typed in something stupid that you didn't have to do.
Right. Well, it was a split second. Yeah.
And I think the crowd cheered.
They did.
When he said it. So I don't think he even knew how bad it was until after.
Okay, first of all, the president was shot at and lived. He was grazed by a bullet and lived. But I think the reason people are so overly sensitive, and I'm not saying that they're wrong for being overly sensitive. I'm saying that the reason people are sensitive is because somebody lost their life.
It would be a big difference if there hadn't been other damages.
I do too, and I think that people would still have their jobs. But again, you don't say, and I believe that Jack Black is genuinely upset by it. But, well, that's what happened. And Kyle, good luck finding a job. I don't think he'll be canceled forever. Louis C.K. came back.
Yeah, and he's got this new documentary out now. Well, he doesn't have it out. The New York Times out called Sorry Not Sorry. It's been put together by the New York Times, and it's chronicling all of the women who came forward with allegations against Louis C.K. And there's some stuff in here that a lot of us may not have known, the full extent of the things that he did. And it's for you to decide if you care to watch this or not, or if you give a crap either way. But, I kind of think he's a scumbag. So, yeah, I think he's funny. I think he's a funny scumbag, basically.
You've been that since it happened. You've never wavered against that. And
it just further made me think that he's, Jesus.
But the ones that really got upset by it were Tig Notaro, right? And one other one.
I think is it Jen Kirkman?
Okay.
I think she's one of the biggest ones that has been saying how gross he was. And
would he trap them and do it?
Well, he I'll take all of his clothes off. Like, hey, do you mind if I just get naked and start jerking it? Well, I think the documentary is more about the fact that he has never really apologized for it.
He hasn't.
So he just came back.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people cheer him on because he didn't apologize for it. But, sometimes you should apologize. Sometimes it is okay to say, that was really gross. I am sorry.
Sorry.
He did.
Isn't that a love letter to every one of his victims? He called it sorry, and it's very funny. Yeah, he has never been contrite about it. I agree with you there. But he did do a whole podcast circuit. I think probably the most open he was, right? Was he open with Christina P. and Tom?
Your Mom's House, yeah.
Yeah, I think he was pretty
very
open.
Candid, yeah.
Yeah.
I loved his show. I've always thought he's funny. I love his stand-up. But, just like him as a person, I think he's a little bit gross. But what I think is very cool? Heard this whole thing about how they've blasted Missy Elliott to Venus.
No, is she okay? It's very hot there. I think it's made of methane.
Don't come back.
That's why I don't hear her songs anymore on the MTV. But go ahead.
Well, she hasn't had new music out in a while, but she is touring, and her tours are doing very well. I mean, she's in her 50s and stuff, man. She's doing great though. But this was the second song that NASA has ever transmitted into deep space. The first one being the Beatles, Across the Universe in 2008.
Okay.
So hers is only the second song ever, and it was her song "The Rain," which I love. That's one of her first hits.
I like the original too.
Yes, absolutely. The original was great. Miss Cleo, you remember her?
Yeah.
The fortune teller.
Speaking of 900 numbers.
Yeah. So
my mom called that. I go, don't call that. Well, you never know. Yes, you do know. Anyway, go ahead.
She wasn't even Jamaican, right?
No, it was all fake.
No. I think, yeah, so they're making a Lifetime biopic about her whole, she had kind of a tragic life, but I'm interested in it, especially with her playing it. But it only made me think of that Dave Chappelle sketch.
Call me now for a bumper clock reading.
Mr. Nabba.
people bought into that shit, man. My grandmother used to, my mom's mother would believe that she was going to win the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes. So she'd keep buying these magazines. Get subscriptions. She just stacks of magazines. She go, well, Tim, I think we're close. Nana, you're not getting anything. Sorry. You're not going to win. Nobody wins that. And then a couple years later, I think it was after she passed, they found all the entries in garbage bags in the woods. Remember that story?
No.
I don't think I do.
Yeah, Publishers Clearinghouse was taking all the entries, taking the checks out of them, and then throwing them all away.
Wow.
Bastards.
Well, she was pretty big for a while.
Who, Miss Cleo? Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty, I mean, everywhere you looked, somebody was on the phone with Miss Cleo. I think even in the, Reality Bites or something, she was talking to somebody that was like a Miss Cleo type.
Did Miss Cleo have a show, or was it just the commercials? Or did she have an infomercial?
I think she had infomercials.
Yeah.
I'd get high and watch these infomercials.
Right. Because they came on late at night.
Yeah. And they were the best fucking things. You just laugh and laugh and laugh. There was one for a Ray Stevens commercial that my friend Elliot and I, we got stoned, and that came on. And we thought it was an hour-long show, and it was actually like a 5-minute commercial.
About one of his albums, his greatest hits, had the streak, and I remember that.
Earl went berserk. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Do you guys know anything about this? The new Captain America, that Giancarlo Esposito. This is his first Marvel movie ever.
Yeah, I don't know.
And everybody's wondering what character he's going to play, and they're really keeping it close to the vest. I have no idea what it would be.
Who would he play?
He's going to play E.J. Bridger. I think that's his name. He was a mercenary, and he was part of S.H.I.E.L.D. He actually ended up taking S.H.I.E.L.D. over after it kind of fell apart in the comic series. He's kind of like a Batman character. He's not, doesn't have any superpowers, but he's really good assassin kind of guy.
What was the character that they just changed from being a Mossad agent?
That's in some Marvel show. I don't know.
That would have to be in a show.
No, I thought it was in Captain America.
It might be Captain America.
One of the characters is
the reshoots.
Yeah,
where they changed it because it was going to be the new Captain America was going to be Captain America New World Order first, and then they did a rewrite. They had to change the storyline a couple of times, from what I understand.
Why?
Because this person is a Mossad agent, and what with all of that
that's going on in the world, Marvel had to capitulate.
Yes, and they had to make now they just work for the government.
Yeah, whatever. I don't watch this shit anymore. Too much social stuff gets infused in it. Fuck it, I don't care.
I know you care about seeing the hot Tua girl's feet because people keep bugging her for.
Yeah, Tim, leave her alone, would you?
I don't want to see her feet.
You've sent her 10,000 messages.
Well, she shouldn't be on Instagram if she doesn't want to be harassed by creep. You knew what she was getting into when she hawked that Tua into the microphone.
Do you think they want her to spit on her feet?
I think they just want pictures of her feet. People
are creepy,
man. People are creepy, but I'm not into that. I never have been into that. But
come on.
Those who know, know.
You're going to hawk Tua on that feeler toe.
You got stair steppers. Yeah, she's going to hawk Tua on that feeler toe. I think she's at 14 minutes and 30 seconds. But you have to like what she did with those dogs, don't you?
I don't know about that story.
She took a whole bunch of money, went into a PetSmart, in her little town, and gave money and a whole bunch of food and stuff at the animal shelter.
Oh, that was really sweet.
See?
Yeah. She started doing appearances. She's making $30,000 an appearance.
Yep.
Good for her.
Tim Dillon said a couple weeks ago when he said, I'm surprised, or he was like, people are complaining that the Haktua girl is making money. Why? Why are you surprised? And why do you care? Are you going to worry about her making money? Why do you give a fuck?
True.
Why do you care? It's just because you're not making it. That's all there is to it. We're recording this show today, which is Wednesday, July 17th. How about we get some news from July 17th, 1985, which was also a Wednesday, so we can live in a much simpler, happier time.
It's Casey Kasem with the events that happened on July 17th, 1985. It was also a Wednesday, and today, celebrating their birthday, comedian Phyllis Diller and actor-singer David Hasselhoff. happy birthday to Knight Rider. The number one song in the country, A View to a Kill by Duran Duran. The number one song in the UK, Frankie by Sister Sledge. The most popular movie in the country right now is Fright Night, directed by Tom Holland and starring Chris Sarandon as an evil next-door vampire. Thanks a lot for the opportunity to do the news. I'm Casey Kasem.
Thank you, Casey.
Yes. Thank you for coming here. Jeff, who died?
Yeah, a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Richard Simmons.
Yes. Richard Simmons died. Not culturally relevant, really. In the last year or so. And then there was that series that was about him, I guess, in a podcast. But he disappeared for a long time because of health, right? Or he didn't want people lining. What did he die of?
He died of the same thing that Bob Saget died from. He fell and hit his head, and his housekeeper told him, you need to go to the hospital for that. And he said, it's my birthday. I don't want to go to the hospital. If it's still bad tomorrow, I'll go then. And when she showed back up at 10 a.m. the next morning, she found him dead.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Dr. Ruth.
Dr. Ruth Westheimer. Someone else I thought had died like 10 years ago.
Yeah, no.
How old was Dr. Ruth?
It was late 90s.
92, I think.
I was going to say, she was old when we were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was the thing about cable. When we got cable, we got Dr. Ruth.
Yeah.
Yeah, the show. Yeah.
And that was eye-opening for a 9-year-old.
Sure it was. Old lady talking about dildos.
Get a vibrator.
Penis?
Huh?
The vagina.
The penis and the vagina. But she was culturally huge. I mean, she was on every talk show, too. Same as Richard was on every talk show, too. Weird, though, Howard Stern wasn't on the air on Monday, the 2 days after the former president gets shot at, and one of the best guests in Howard Stern history dies, and he's not on to talk about it. He may have been on during the week. I don't know, but that's kind of weird. Who else?
Shannon Doherty.
Shannon Doherty, yeah. She'd been fighting cancer for a long time.
Yeah, she's been sick for a long time.
Yeah, she had a couple of years of remission, but it came back hard.
Well, rest in peace. Shannon Doherty was always cool. I really only know her from Mallrats and a couple other things. I didn't like 90210. I like Melrose, not 90210.
You didn't watch
She was on
Charmed?
the witch show.
I did not watch Charmed. I mean, I've seen it with the sound off. Because we used to put it on in the studio in the morning and watch it, not because I was doing sick things to it.
James B. Sticking. I didn't pronounce that. You know who
James
he was.
Sicking?
Yeah.
Hill Street Blues.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's with the hat. Okay.
Yeah, the SWAT team guy.
That's right.
And he was the dad on
Doogie
what was he, the
Howser.
dad?
Yeah,
Yeah, Doogie Howser.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Benji Gregory, the kid from Alf.
Yeah, son.
That poor guy died in a car.
Yeah, he had a heat stroke or something in his car, and his service dog died too.
Yeah.
Pug. Alf okay?
Yeah, Alf. The guy that was inside the suit died a while ago, but the guy that does the voice is still alive.
Hey, Willie.
Said Alf had to do some cocaine about it.
Yeah, probably.
Or heroin, even. Who's the last one?
Jacoby Jones.
Mm-hmm. Who's that?
He's a ex wide receiver for the Ravens. He won like 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not saying how he died, so I'm thinking maybe
That sucks.
or something because he was only 40,
Brain concussion thing.
Oh,
CTE.
maybe. So that does suck though because he seemed like a really good guy. He was a great player.
Yeah, another great football player. So Terrell Davis got dragged off a plane by the FBI because of some ridiculous flight attendant or whatever. And so the FBI drags him off. They take him in. They question him. And ends up that he was in the right, and they had to apologize to him. So hopefully he'll sue whatever airline that was.
Yeah, he tapped the flight attendant on the arm and asked for a cup of ice. And
Yeah.
the flight attendant freaked out.
Yeah. Don't touch me.
Yeah.
What a freaking lunatic!
Probably a racist.
No, I have no doubt.
In the wrong profession, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, and how about that other kid though? The kid that the rookie for the Vikings, that Kyrie Jackson, him and his 2 buddies, that stupid fat drunk whore that slammed into them and killed everybody in the car.
Oh, last week, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, she's getting. You want to talk about trolled? her pictures, so many people have taken her pictures off of Instagram and they've put it everywhere. I don't think she could go anywhere without them knowing, but she'll probably be in jail forever anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well, they can show them to her in jail too. All right, we'll move on to something happy now. We're going to talk a little bit about Podcast World. I'm going to talk about it. Feel free to jump in if you want to mention something you guys watched that I didn't. Monday morning was wonderful for me because Tim Dillon did an emergency podcast with a visibly drunk and continuing to get drunker Alex Jones. And they talked about the unaliving attempt on former President Trump. And basically, it was Tim Dillon saying one or two sentences and then Alex rambling and rambling and rambling. You know what it is? Tim, because they got their sights on me now, Tim, and but my family is here, and I'm here with my 7-year-old daughter. I'm here with my 7-year-old, and we're going to do this again. They missed the deep state, and that's what it was. Well, he continually swigged on a bottle of vodka
until he almost threw up.
He did throw up.
Oh, he did throw up.
Threw up, and then he cried. I'm sorry, Tim. I'm sorry, Tim. They'll do this to Donald Trump. They'll come after me.
Did he put a napkin over it and just keep talking?
No. So that was an interesting show. Who else talked about the incident? Andrew Santino was on this past weekend, so I think that they rushed that out there. They talked about it a little bit. I don't really remember what they said. It was funny, but it wasn't irreverent. And another show was Nick Swartzen explained the Colorado incident that we talked about a couple of... Here we go. Yeah, but Theo went right there right away.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like, so what happened, man? So you had a gummy, right?
So what did he say? What did he say was the reason?
He said that he had taken a gummy on an airplane and had a couple of cocktails, and when he got there, he was just too fucked up. I think he did a lot more than that.
Yeah, one hell of a gummy.
He lost his mind, if you don't recall. And then what is the word? Is Kismet? Fate? Yeah. Kill Tony ran their episode, dropped their episode, and it was a classic episode. Adam Ray as Joe Biden, which is pretty good. The sunglasses and the makeup. The show kicked off with Casey Rocket, and then Shane Gillis came out as Donald Trump, and that was the whole show, and it was great. It was really fun. And they didn't pull it. You know, they could have said, well, out of respect to so-and-so, out of respect to this, they just put it out there, because obviously it was taped before everything happened, right?
Yeah.
But that was a good episode.
Yeah, Adam Ray as Biden, he looked more like Will Ferrell as Biden.
Yeah.
Yes, he sure did. All right, so what are we going to do next? We're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back. Radio Labyrinth is brought to you by Atlanta Pizza in Euro. Here's the thing about Atlanta Pizza in Euro. It's not in Atlanta, but they call it Atlanta Pizza in Euro. It's in Conyers. Why don't they call it CPG? I don't know. It tastes really good. I don't care. Meanwhile, over in Conyers, they have proudly been serving the East Metro Atlanta area for over 40 years. That's a lot of pizza. And gyros. By the way, is it gyro or gyro? Atlanta Pizza in Gyro is the place to be all summer long. They have over 16 ice-cold craft beers and ciders. What's wrong with just drinking cider out of a plastic jug in October like you're supposed to? No, you can drink it all the time, especially at Atlanta Pizza in Euro. Many others are also available in bottles and cans. Look, they have the best gyros, pizzas, hot subs, and Greek and Italian specialties around. Okay? Stop by Monday through Friday from 11 to 9 p.m. and Saturday from 12 to 9 p.m. They're closed on Sundays. Why don't they close on Saturday? On Tuesday nights, they have team trivia from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Bring your smartest friends and test your trivia knowledge, okay, against the best Conyers has to offer, like Dustin. They also have a food truck. Contact Mike at 770-483-6228 for more details or to schedule an event. He also says, thank you for listening to the best podcast around and for all your business and continued support. Hey, do you have a commercial or residential construction printing need? Well, What are you waiting for? Contact LDI Repro Printing of Athens. They've been in Athens since 2005 with fast turnaround and affordable prices. Call 706-316-9366 or email them at athens@ldiline.com.
Guys, are you reading the online comments?
Gotta read some of these comments.
I'm loving your guys' comments.
You're reading your own comments?
Yeah, they're really good. I worked hard on them.
The secret is don't read the comment cards.
And we're back.
All right. Have we been cutting that out, Dustin?
No, actually, it was in last week's. Depends on where you put it. Like, if you put it before Views or Snooze, it usually don't make it in. But if you put it somewhere else, it does.
All right, well, it's going to be here because Roby Neely left us a comment on our YouTube page, which you're free to do. You can, if you're watching on YouTube, you can put a comment in there, and we'll read it on the show if it's not, offensive or mean or hateful. Okay, so Roby says, "I miss Jeff's, and we're back. I know it used to be on the return after Tim's mandatory smoke break. I don't take those. I'm bald." And then, okay, Roby, I see where you're going. I thought we were friends. And then once Zoom recording took over after Tim's commercial reads, I'm sure Dustin just places Patreon commercial plugs where he needs them, but maybe now it can be the first thing said after intro video. I get what's going on there. We'll think about that, Roby. Thank you. Charles Petrea 2658 said, "Really enjoying the show's information, laughs, and format. For me, Tim was always more than just a regular guy. Humor and voices are top notch." Thank you very much, Charles. Hemp Huntress 7970, our friend out in on the Pacific Northwest, says, "Congratulations, keep on keeping on." That's 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Do we still have them, or did we lose any?
No, we still got them plus more. Yeah.
Okay, good. And also we got a congrats from Terry Fuller, who said congrats on 1,000. And Velma the Id said, "Another great show. This has become part of my Saturday morning routine," which is cool. Thank you very much. So keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Views.
Or
Snooze.
All right. Last week was Sunny, which I haven't watched yet. I hear it's good. Sausage Party, Foodtopia, and Exploding Kittens. I watched the first one of each one of those. Those are good.
I watched the first episode of Sausage Party, and it was devoid of laughter for me, so I'm done with it.
You didn't think it was funny at all?
No.
I laughed a couple times. And Exploding Kittens made me laugh a few times.
Yeah,
I'm still going to watch that one. I'm still going to watch it. Steph, did you watch any of those?
What was the first one?
Sunny, the Rashida Jones show.
That's the one I started to watch, and I think I'm gonna go back to it. I just didn't finish the first episode, but it seems interesting.
And Kittens one, if you tried to watch it though.
Yeah, Exploding Kittens is definitely funny.
I almost did like twice, so it's coming.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I've been in this LA Law trap. I've been watching LA Law like crazy.
I started watching Dexter again, and I realized you can't do this if you're going to be on it. You can't.
All right, this week, Cobra Kai final season comes back on Netflix.
That's a views for me.
Yes.
Can't wait for that. Time Bandit starts on Apple TV. This is the Taika Waititi
views
series. Yep.
Yeah, I'm in.
I'm not.
You're not.
No. After the trailer, I'm like, it looks like somebody making a parody of the original to me. And plus, I really love the original. So,
yeah, I like the original a lot too. I'm still going to watch it though. I like Taika.
If he makes it, he's got to make it a little bit creepy. If he's going to make it like the original, it's going to be a little creepy.
To me, it looks like Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Oh boy!
Oh really?
Yeah.
And this one's for Tim. Charlie Hustle and the Matter of Pete Rose.
Yeah,
Max.
Yeah,
that's a views for me.
I'm going to views it too, even though I'm not a big baseball guy.
But Pete Rose is from an era where even if you weren't a baseball guy, you knew who Pete Rose was.
Yeah.
And you knew, because baseball players now, no, people don't really know them unless you're a baseball fan, but they were celebrities back then.
Mm-hmm. Reggie Williams, Johnny Bench.
Yeah. Steve Garvey. Reggie Jackson, you mean?
Reggie Jackson, yeah.
Yeah.
I do think it's shitty that he's never been inducted. And I think he does. He needs to, doesn't he?
Who?
Pete Rose.
Yeah. They need to drop the lifetime ban and let him come back.
Yeah.
When he dies, they'll let him in.
Yeah.
I don't know why they won't let him in now. I mean, there's other people that belong in. You can argue yes or no. Barry Bonds belongs in the Hall of Fame. Mark McGwire belongs in the Hall of Fame. Roger Clemens belongs in the Hall of Fame. You baseball people, they all.
Yeah.
But he didn't have the numbers because he started getting hurt, and the suspensions didn't help either. But there are plenty of people in the Hall of Fame that don't have good numbers. But listen, they knew Sammy Sosa belongs in the Hall. They knew what was going on. They knew. They didn't care because the home runs got people back into the stadium.
And it's like he wasn't throwing games to win the bets that he was making.
No, he was betting to win.
He was betting on his team.
To win.
Yeah.
Shitty with the staff pick this week. I don't have anything, so you guys can go ahead.
Mine's Dan Licata has a YouTube special, stand-up special. It's edited to look like he shot it at his high school that he went to in Buffalo. He's a funny dude. He's a writer for Joe Pera. Talks with you, and I saw him open for Joe when they were at the Variety Playhouse.
I'm going to eat crow, but I watched the Dr. Phil live. Well, it wasn't live, but it was with Adam Ray. He did an interview with himself. For 30 minutes. Yeah, and they just did a split screen on either couch, and his timing is so good with him with himself. It's amazing, and I laugh my ass off. So yeah, Dr. Phil interviews Adam Ray on YouTube.
Mine is one that I wasn't going to give a chance because I liked the movie so much, and I figured out they're going to screw it up. But it's the Presumed Innocent series.
This is the Gyllenhaal.
Yeah,
series,
and Ruth Negga from Preacher.
Yeah,
was it good?
It's so good. And
really?
I mean, like, when I started watching it, there were already 4 episodes loaded in. And now I'm like, I can't wait for every week. Now I'm waiting for the finale. And they have done such a wonderful job with this show. It's really good. And so, what's his face? Peter Sarsgaard. He's such a good actor. Yes. So, and they've done a wonderful job. I have no idea who the killer is. I really don't.
Oh, it's not the wife?
The wife didn't do it?
Do not know.
Well, you saw the movie, right?
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to make it be the same as the movie.
It's not the same as the movie. Is the guy's name Rusty?
His name is Rusty, yes. Most of the things are the same.
Okay.
But they have changed some stuff. So that's why I don't think they're going to make it the wife, no.
The wife did it.
Why would they deflect as much as they have throughout this entire thing and then make it be the same shit? If it is, I'm going to be mad.
My friends went and saw that movie. I was working at a convenience store. They walked in and they looked at me and went, "The wife did it." I'm like, oh.
I would be furious because that movie was so good.
Yes, it was. Raul Julia was fantastic in it.
Oh, he was. Yes, he was. So I highly recommend it. It's on Apple TV, Presumed Innocent.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys. Trambles this week. You can get Trambles as my audio only Monday morning thing where I ramble, rant, rave, do stuff. That comes out Monday afternoons in our audio feed, the Radio Labyrinth audio feed. My radio show, the podcast, was preempted last Saturday at 7 p.m. I can't imagine why, but they preempted it for breaking news.
What?
Yes, they did. And my interview with Kevin Kinney, well, that's going to air tonight on WSB Radio, which tonight being Saturday, whatever date that is, at 7 p.m. And you can listen to it online. You can listen to it on the radio, 95.5 FM, 750 AM, or the WSB Radio app. If you'd rather, the interview I did with him was an hour and 15 minutes. We have a lot of laughs. We talk about a lot of pop culture stuff and working at McJobs. That's an hour and 15-minute podcast that'll come out on Monday. So I'd appreciate it if you try the radio show, but if not, wait for the podcast. And next week, I'll have more for you on the show, brand new stuff. If you'd like a cameo as a gift for somebody, just go to cameo.com and look for Tim Andrews ATL. That's my name. Most people hire me to do presidents and politicians and stuff, but last week I did Sid from Ice Age, and because I've never seen that, I had to go on YouTube and watch it a lot. I thought, well, this is going to be difficult. I'd much rather do the Mammoth because it's who it is. It's
Ray Romano.
But no, I did it adequately, and they were pleased. So if I don't know it, I'll try my best, and I'll let you know if I can or I can't. But anyway, they're cheap, they're fun. we do a weekly Patreon-only show that you can get by becoming a Patreon member. And you don't have to pay a lot. It could be $1 or as much as you'd like. Patreon.com/Tim Andrews is how you get access to that. Plus, you can sign up to be a producer at the $25 level, like our most recent edition, John Allen, who told me that he wanted a drawing. I'm going to send it to him. And he picked out a shirt, too. So, Dustin, we'll have to talk about how I can order a shirt. Do we get a discount if we order it? Okay, yeah. We'll take care of that. Beautiful. So you can go there at any level. And we have tchotchkes and whatever. But the $25 level, you become a producer, get your name read and shown, and you get a credit. So thank you very much to John Allen, Tim Slayton, Brian and Chelsea Smith, Jeff Peterson, Jim Fortner, Terry Fuller, Chris Chandler, Roby Neely, Mike D, and Matt Carter. Producers will now, I already said all that stuff. So thank you very much. And listen, if you're listening to this show in your favorite podcatcher, go write a review, wherever you can write a review, or even better, go to YouTube, sign up, and follow us on YouTube. How many subscribers do we have now, Dustin?
We got 1,012.
Nice. They keep them coming, Gleep Glop, as they say on Mr. Show. And am I leaving anything out? Oh, yeah, the Walk Hard, Swim Hard, Saturday the 27th. Kids are welcome, even though the movie is R-rated. We are watching Walk Hard. We're going to have food and pizza from Atlanta Pizza in Euro. It's a pool party, and we're watching the classic comedy Walk Hard Outdoors. Bring a dessert. Jeff, where is this? Because we don't have that information on here.
He's made a event on Facebook that you're supposed to RSVP to if you're going to come, and it has his address on there. It's out
Winston, Georgia.
I-20 ways.
Mm-hmm.
Post Road exit.
Yes. And is that on our regular Facebook page or the Radio Shack?
I think he's posted in the Radio Shack and on his Che Butler's personal Facebook page.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Bring a dessert to get in. Well, that's all I got for this week. Anybody have anything else they'd like to say?
Hope my dog doesn't have diarrhea in the floor again tonight at 4 a.m.
Oh, no.
I hope so, too, because that's something you could slip on and hurt yourself real bad if you don't know it's there.
It's true. I just missed it. I narrowly missed it.
I've stepped in stuff like that before and slid right on my butt. All right, guys, we will talk to you next week. Thank you to all the new people that are here. And please remember to keep it canon.
Well, they say all good things come to an end.
What's that got to do with this show?
Lost in the